Banters. Let's talk about the stories we have lined up for today. And yes, this might just be good news, but I don't know until it's been implemented, until we see that there's a reasonable decrease in the price of these things, then we can say for sure that it's good news, and we can't be happy about it. But we see that the federal government has suspended taxes, duties, and tariffs on some food items imported through land and sea borders. Abubakar Kyari, who is the Minister of Agriculture, he announced this development at the National Press Center in Abuja during a press briefing that took place yesterday. Now, he talked about how some of the essential food items, including maize, wheat, husked brown rice, and cowpeas, according to would be the excise duties and the taxes on it will be decreased. Now, according to him, these food items will enjoy a 150-day duty-free import window. He said the government has been working tirelessly to address the food inflation crisis in the country, and he assured that President Bola Tinubu-led administration is committed to achieving food security and ensuring that no Nigerian goes to bed hungry. Now, just so that we understand the implications of this suspension of taxes, duties, and tariffs on food items imported through the land and sea borders here in Nigeria, I might just take us through a few of them. The first will be the reduction in food prices, particularly these commodities that will have reduction, or the 190-day free window of import. Now, it will lead to decrease in those items, in the price of those items, making them more affordable for Nigerians to access. Now, also, it will increase, it will encourage importers to now bring in more food items, increasing the supply and potentially stabilizing the prices in the market for Nigerians. And we know that in the last couple of months, it's been rough in the marketplace, where what you buy today might not, you sleep and you're up the next morning, is not exactly the same price you're going to get it for. Or if you get it here at this price, you'll be getting it here at a very different price, and sometimes at very exorbitant rates. But if this import-free, duty-free import window, if we have it, it will encourage more importers, particularly on the goods that were mentioned by the Minister of Agriculture. It will now give room for importers to import these products into the country. We will have enough of them, and then would have the prices stabilized. Now, this move may also provide relief to consumers who have been struggling with high food prices, especially for essential items of other contributions that this will make. But like I said, it's one thing to implement some of these policies, or it's one thing to see through these policies, and it's another thing to have the market people in alignment with what you're trying to do. Because the market man or woman will tell you, you're not the one who will tell me how much I will sell what I'm selling, because you don't know how much I got it for. We saw it at different times, when prices of things increase. For noodles, which I know, it was increased. And when the price reduced, we saw that some shop owners were still selling at the exorbitant rates that they were, even when, the manufacturers had already, reduced the price of these things. So yes, we see that the price control at the other time went through the marketplace, ensuring that, in fact, some stores here in the city of Abuja were shut down because of the exorbitant rates they were selling. But again, the local markets, what is going to happen in the local market? Do we have the ability to see through that all of the prices of food is reduced and stabilized for the 190 days window that is being given by and announced by the ministry? This is a policy, according to them, to mitigate the food crisis that we are experiencing. So it aims to ensure that food security and availability, especially for vulnerable populations, that problem is sorted out. I mean, it's 150. I don't think it's 190. It's 150-day duty-free import that is being said. Now, let's move on to the second story we have lined up for today. Yesterday, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Tosho, he declined the request to transfer the 80.2 billion naira fraud trial of Kogi State ex-Governor Yahaya Bello from Abuja to Kogi State. Now, the judge, in a letter dated July 2nd and signed by his special assistant Joshua G, said he agreed with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission that Bello should be tried in Abuja and not in Kogi State. Now, I don't think this might be the first time I'm seeing someone, requesting where they want to be tried. the case of Ekweremadu, it's international relations. It wasn't in Nigeria, right? So at that time, the Nigerian government was playing, some of them were playing that he comes to his country to face his jail term and all of that. And we had that conversation here on radio. A lot of us said, we cannot agree that he comes to Nigeria and receives or faces his jail term, because there are possibilities that he will be let out, or he will still be treated like a king even when he committed such a heinous crime, right? I think that's the only case I have seen someone who has been charged for fraud, charged for a crime, being asked to be transferred somewhere, and that's not even Ekweremadu making that plea. It was the Nigerian government at some point, I think. But this governor has been adamant. I mean, it is over 3 months now. The authorities have been trying to get across to the ex-Kogi state governor, to get him to come and answer to the allegations. Now, it's not as if they have said, you have stolen the money. Come and tell us that what happened to the 80.2 billion naira. As far as I'm concerned, as long as the court has not tried that case, you cannot be pronounced guilty, right? But come and answer to these fraud allegations tendered against you or leveled against you. But he has been nowhere to be found in a couple of months now. This case has been on, and the EFCC's chairman came out and said, you cannot decide where you want to be tried. You cannot say, move me over to Kogi State, because you probably will have powers there. We all know the alignment between the ex-governor and the present governor of Kogi State. You might be looking for some sort of coverage from, that angle. Come over here to the EFCC headquarters. We've seen it happen. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, both the past and the one who has just been suspended, both of them were called to this office for questioning. But again, I said it yesterday, if you walk like a thief, you would be called a thief. You trying by all means to avoid answering these questions might just go a long way to prove that you're actually guilty. But he loses the bid again to have his case transferred to Kogi State from Abuja. And the justice also on Monday held the arguments of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission that the case should remain in Abuja. Bello is facing a 19-count charge of alleged money laundering, breach of trust, and misappropriation of public funds. Now, despite denying the allegation, he has consistently failed to appear in court for his arraignment. His lawyers made this appeal, and now it has been struck out of the court. Let's see what the next move will be as regards the Kogi State Governor, Yahaya Bello. This will bring me to open up the phone lines so that we can get our reactions as regards the stories that we have read out for today. The numbers to call are 09073 530044 or 09087668888. You can also leave us a message on WhatsApp letting us know what your thoughts are about these stories on 090970544 and 50. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Marta.
Hi, Salasi, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
My name is Salasi. Always appreciate you for giving us this platform to call and contribute.
All right.
And I want to appreciate your management, the people behind the scenes, the engineers, started from the generation plan, the cleaners and everyone. I sincerely appreciate. And I won't take it for granted.
Thank
I
you.
want to say kudos to the government for duty free for food items. It's a good one. But Marta, you know something? Insecurity.
Okay.
All these food items, we can provide them in Nigeria. To the extent that Nigerians, we export it to. See, we have the arable land. Somebody will call this radio station and say, Nigeria are lazy. Somebody clamour wanted to come in. See, in Kaduna State, my state, I'm telling you, Kaduna State. So community have to pay bandits in order to have access to their farm. In Niger State here close to Abuja, bandits are taking over some community. As I'm speaking to Imuya local government, Tioro, and Kinderu. In this part of Niger State, that places is with the bandits are taking over. In Plateau, some places have been taken over by bandits. In Taraba, for people to do your state, Kogi is there. That's why some people will call and say Nigerians are lazy, they don't want to run. I provide security. I'm telling you, you will see wonder in this country. I'm not a lazy man. I don't know many Nigerians are not lazy. So the largest class of fertilizer, maybe at the chemicals available for Nigerians, and you will see wonders in this country. A chemical that used to be sold 1,000 naira, now it's about 6,000 naira. It's complex to 7,000 naira. A chemical of 2,000 naira of dermazole. For farmers to be able to have access, a fertilizer is about 80,000 naira. A bag of fertilizer. Now battling with insecurity. If government can be able to do that, I'm telling you,
it will solve the problem.
I have traveled to the 36 states of this country. No state I have never been to. And I've seen the national resources that God has bestowed on this country that Nigeria don't need to suffer. Ukraine only supply wheat. But look at them, they supply to the whole world. To the extent that they were giving Nigeria, they were promising that they will supply Nigeria with wheat. So people can be able to encourage the youth. I'm telling you, Nigeria will make great.
All right. Thank you so much, Salasi. Thank you for that contribution. Let's keep it coming through. Provide security, that's the solution to the problem. The 150 days window might not do anything so much. Anyways, let's see what others think. Hello, good morning.
Thank you, Princess. God bless your heart, Princess. Salasi, wallahi, we don't talk too much. We don't talk. I don't know whether the government is getting ears. The government is not getting ears. I don't know when are they going to get ears. He have said it. Oh, completely. I'm talking. Now,
tell us your name. Tell us your name for the benefit of everyone listening.
From Amali.
All right. Thank you, Obasanjo.
Princess, I tell you, plenty things don't spoil you. Plenty. Like my governor, who names himself as a farmer governor, he bought tractors, which Mr. President came into Nigeria. And launched the tractors. Where are them? Today we have not seen even single one in the local government. No, in particular local government, one tractor has not been there. Let me tell you, you don't see those tractors. People are keeping calling on the radio, on Nigeria radio to ask, where are those tractors that Mr. President came all the way from Abuja to come and launch them? Where are them? No single one is going to farm, and he has named himself a farmer governor. Let me tell you, like Talaki said, I am a princess with the whole hearted. I am telling you, this is more than thousands of villages in Nigeria. Thousands of villages, more than 7 local governments are in the hands of banditry, insecurity. Right. Nobody is there in those communities. How much do you buy back of fertilizer? It's around 60-something thousand. Me, I am very close to where they sell fertilizer. I can give it so that you can even ask, how much are they selling fertilizer?
All right,
so people have grown, they have left their home, villages, community because of the insecurity. And nobody, my governor has not traveled to where insecurity is there. I am telling you, with the whole heart, it cannot go. My community, there's no school.
All right, Obasanjo, let's keep it right there. We hear you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that contribution. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mata Alami here from Central area.
All right, Alami.
There is a need for you to fact check so people do not come and nag and spew all sorts of false news that is capable of affecting our national security.
Let's hear you.
I would like for you to last said.
All right. He says he said. All right, Alamin. He said that he has been to these communities, right? He has been to these communities. I don't live there. Okay. So until I'm able to say for sure that has happened, I will neither refute nor accept what he has.
Mata.
Yes. Welcome, Elder.
Okay, let me go directly to a point of order, please, my sister. You see, some people don't listen well, and then they continue to counter people on radio. If you don't have any contribution, you keep quiet. Lami will be on the radio, continue to counter people without respect. I beg when I conscious.
Make your point. Make your point.
Lami is going to cause a deep confusion to radio station.
Let's go.
So on that, you see, if we are talking about reducing the petition and then this and this case of petition, this and this. I want to know if the federal government will take tariff to put this question. How much naira to that dollar now? Naira is 1,600 naira to $1, and then he went outside to buy something with $1, come to Nigeria here. How much are you going to sell it? That one can never help Nigeria. What they want, give them fertilizer, encourage in farmer, remove all the bandits from farmer side. They will farm and then they will give us food. But this one where they are just a propaganda from government. If you reduce the tariff, how much the naira rate be now? And then you are going to buy this, you are not going to buy this in naira, you are going to buy it in dollar. If you bring it to Nigeria here, how much are you going to take? And then about of what I was saying yesterday before Alami came in. We are talking about a special force. We are not talking about those special force in Army. A special force in Army, rules of engagement can never allow them to operate. If you want to form a special force, you form a special force headed by Colonel, and then that Colonel.
And that fact, but make your point and constructively criticize another one if you must, right? That's the entire idea. You bring your opinion, I bring my opinion. It's a banter. So we don't abuse, whatever it is we've got going on here for us on the 10 o'clock hour. Just saying. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mata. How are you? How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. It's good to have you join us.
My name is Abubakar calling from Gwagwalada.
Right. Abubakar, thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Removing taxes, tariffs, it's just window dressing. It's getting education. But we don't enjoy anything from government apart from oil subsidy. Now they are flowing the country into absolute poverty and hardship. That is, people are finding it difficult to feed once in a day. It is a calamity. They should go back, they should return to subsidy. That is my take this morning. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Abubakar, for that contribution here. Now, let's move on to reading this story. Okay, let's take this and then we'll take that contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, welcome and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Mata.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. I greet everybody in the studio.
All right. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Daniel Lamode from the city of Anagada.
Oh, Daniel, thank you so much. It's good to have you.
Wow.
So talk to us.
I just called to say hi to you.
Oh, thank you so
much. We take you backward. We are running. We are shining away for the reality. The reality is that we have to create conducive environment for ourselves to produce, especially the food that we need to eat. China is 1.5 billion people. They are feeding themselves and they are feeding the other nation. But Africa, the question I always ask on this station is that was it easy for China when they want to go into this production? Was it easy for them? If we close border, we go say no. Let them bring food. There is hunger. Then they gave money to some people. Go to farm. They went around with the money. This hardship we are all running away from. Our forefathers have run away from it. Our father ran away from it. And we too we are running. If you have to go back to fuel subsidy, look at the price of fuel subsidy, fuel a liter of fuel now in international market. That means if you have to sell fuel a liter about 800, then that means we'll be subsidizing maybe about 600 naira on a liter per day. Look at how much we be using. Then there will be pressure again on how to live, because there will be nowhere government will find money to fund all other sectors. There is no way we can run away from hardship and this thing we are going through. The issue is this: what is the solution? I have said this several times.
If we must mitigate the food crisis, we have to look for lasting solutions. 150 days, beautiful development. But what is that going to solve? How far can that go? How far can that go to solving the food crisis that we currently are experiencing?
Hello, good day.
Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning. My name is Gigi. Good morning, Mata.
All right.
Good morning to
Thank you.
and callers.
Thank you so much, GB. Let's hear you.
Thank you for giving me this privilege to have a robust and intelligent discussion. I don't take it for granted.
Thank you.
Government has come to say they want to remove tariffs from imported food and they name them. I mean, they are serious, and that they give 150 days window. Number one, the 150 days windows is about 5 months. That means that between now and November, so to say. By that, the importers can import and they will not pay tariff. That means that the food price will reduce, number one. Number two, the importer wants to capitalize on that window to import more, even more than they will have imported if the tariff is there, because they believe that, look, they can import now, even when they remove the tariff, I can still have enough to sell and make more profit. With that, you have that food that more available. Scarcity in a basic economy cause food price increase. Then when that window is open, about 5 months, you can import, and there is adequate supply, you will see that price will drop.
Okay.
Because somebody wants to keep such food in his barn or in his warehouse for long because they are grain, they can easily get spoiled. You will push it out because that it will crash the price, number one. Number two, that availability. Then government is looking at it that they are putting some measures with the Ministry of Agri and the state to help the farmer to seal and plant. I think that by that November, our farm produce should have been coming out from the farm. And that time we'll have more enough to go around. I think that's why that's what the government is looking at. And I don't know the measure the Ministry of Agri have put in place to have the assurance that, look, I believe by that time I will have enough food in circulation. But let's wait and see what will happen. The what I want to say is that the major work in this scenario is by the state. It's not on our land in Nigeria that we have issue of bandits or terrorists. Like in Abuja, for example, what is the government doing as the federal government community? What are they doing to support farmers? To support them in the area of seedling, in the area of fertilizer, in the area of agri extension workers, telling them how to apply all these chemicals and the rest to have more bumpers. Are they supporting them? So the state and the FCC minister have a lot to do in this area because the federal government has no power to go and meet the farmer over the land. And when there are bandits, they should also have a way of securing the people who can go to their farm. When they are saying that somebody must pay levy before you can access his farm, government should make sure that they send police and army and they to secure the people there. I think we can do that. There will be a relief in the next 4, 5 months. I'm looking at that happening. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, GB, for that contribution there. I like the fact that you brought out some very salient points, from this. But number one, you said, yes, it will give the importers enough time to import food produce and what they need, much more than they even need. I agree with that. But study the pattern here in this country. When things happen, right? When things like this happen or when windows like this are open, people will now buy these things and start to hoard it. They will hoard it since there's even a time frame. It even makes it worse, if you ask me. Because now they know that in 5 months' time, everything will go back to how it used to be. Everything will go back to how difficult it was, in court. The prices of these things will return to the former, right? They will buy and hoard. I agree that grains can perish, but 5 months, grains can stay for a very long time as long as you know how to store them properly. This is my concern. Now, it's a very welcome development, do not get me wrong. But what measures, like you said, what measures have they put in place to ensure that this is a sustainable way of mitigating food crisis? What measures do they have put in place? Let me take a few messages and then we'll just go on to talking about this even more. Now, this one says, good morning, Martha. This is James from Suleja. Hi, James. It's been a minute. Thank you for stopping by. He says the presidential spokesman, Bayo Onanuga, yesterday said it wasn't official yet, and the government was still mulling and considering the offer. This is a good move and the palliative measures we have been calling for. This is one of the many things the government was supposed to put in place as palliative measures. What this means is that importers won't have to worry about paying exorbitant import duties on those commodities. I have said it countless times on how giving subvention on importation of food and health consumables would help to ameliorate the food inflation. We hope they eventually implement and adopt it then before the end of the 5 months period. They need to do the needful on the insecurity issue. Martha, do you know, as at yesterday, a party of rice has gone as high as 90,000 naira? That's the raw unprocessed rice. Rice will hit over 80,000 soon if it stays like that. Now, he also sent me he says, I know persons who, he was talking about the Shiroro community, of course, in response to what Alamin had said earlier. I know persons who have completely abandoned their villages in Erana and now in Suleja as displaced persons. Of course, we cannot deny what has happened in Shiroro. Many times we've seen pictures of bandits and heavily armed moving about the communities. We've seen some of these things being put out there. We've seen people who are being kidnapped from this community. So I think it will be just trying to turn a blind eye to the fact that these things happen by saying, you know what, it doesn't really happen, or it hasn't happened. And of course, I did forward that to Alami, and he says this isn't the same thing as taking over. Bandits attack Shiroro isn't the same thing as bandits has taken over Shiroro. But I'd like you to also tell us the implication of people fleeing their homes and their villages to find safety elsewhere. Maybe you can also tell us what the implication of that is. Let me take this voice note, and then I think that'll be it